morning, Facebook, friends, family, and everyone in between. My name is Patrick Schmitz. I am hosting today's episode of You've Got a Thing. So with me today, two very talented individuals. So we have Jamelyn and Josiah. If you two would like to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about what's going on in your life right now.
Sure. Jamelyn Gray, artistic director of the Constructivists, and also president of the Milwaukee Theater Alliance. So, that's about it, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Josiah.
Yeah, I'm Josiah. I'm a student, MFA student, second year, UT Austin in playwriting. I wrote the play. Yeah. Me.
The play. Tell us about the play, because I would love to, but I don't want to give any spoilers out there because I did read it yesterday. It's a fantastic show, but I will let you give us the elevator pitch on the show and what it's about.
Yeah, sure. It's a two-hander, which means it's two people. It takes place in Slinger, Wisconsin, in 2013, and it's more or less a psychological thriller between two people that takes place over the course of 40 days, and it's told in a non-linear fashion. Is that basically it? That's an elevator pitch, right? I don't have one ready.
Yeah. Eliza on Ice, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I don't think we got a title in that elevator pitch. Eliza on Ice. Yes.
Yeah. That's your job. Where's the
yeah. I guess. Yes.
I actually believe it's Eliza on the Ice.
Oh, see, and that again. I didn't want to throw anything off there. Thank you. That's why Jamelyn's here to help me out. Not only that, so she's on the production end of things, correct, Jamelyn? Yes.
I'm just being an artistic director and advisor and all that on this project. I handed it over to the young people on this one to get some new talent, new plays, new talent, new director, the whole nine in the Constructivists pipeline.
Nice. All right. And then Josiah, you are the playwright of this show. And how many plays have you written? I was reading a little bit about. This is not the first play.
This is the out of my full-length plays. This is my fifth actually.
Okay. Nice.
Which is saying a lot. I had this semester where it was pretty intense, and so 4 of those plays were written in this semester of grad school. So it's not a lot.
And you're coming to the table with a little bit of clout. I was reading you have won some awards. You tell us a little bit about those.
I've won a few awards. I've done some work at the Kennedy Center. I did the Great Plains Theater Conference, and I was a finalist for a couple of things. And I got into UT, so that's pretty great. I like, great program here. So
that's cool. All right.
Yeah, the University of Texas at Austin is a fantastic theater program for all the disciplines.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so Eliza on the Ice. Let's talk about what about the actors? Tell me a little bit about your actors that you're bringing on board for this.
Jamelyn, would you like this? You know the actors better than I do at this point.
Yeah, for actors for this project, we've got Ayana and Max. Again, it's just a two-hander. I'll put the link to the whole spiel in here shortly, where it's got Josiah's bio and Milena Moore, who's directing this piece on that page. Both it's an all local team. And we held auditions for this, and they were great. That's
cool.
it.
Yeah, and this will be a reading, correct? That's coming up.
Yes.
And what is the date and time on that again? I know it'll be posted, but just so we get that in there.
This is January 14th. Which is a Thursday at 7:30 p.m.
Cool. All right. And as far as information, I'm sure we'll get that posted towards the end of this. Just wanted to get a time frame there. So January 14th coming up, 2 actors in the show. Josiah, can you tell me a little bit about the fact that you've written 4 plays before this? What's different about this play than the other plays you've written?
Yeah, this is the first play that is 2 people. It's the first play that I've set in Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin, of course. I'm from Milwaukee. And it's also it's a spiritual sequel, actually, I think, to my first play, which was called Uncle Tom's Nephews. And the character, the title, all of it is reference to Uncle Tom's Cabin. Eliza and Tom are the names of 2 characters from Uncle Tom's Cabin. Eliza was the name of the young slave woman who escaped across a lake of ice to freedom, which is the moment that was the impetus for this play. And then Tom is actually the name of one of the slavers in that play, in that book, I mean.
Gotcha. All right. All right. So you were talking about maybe making some changes now that. So what I read yesterday, was that a 5th draft, 6th draft, 10th draft?
Jamelyn, did you send the revisions, or did you send the draft we read in?
I sent the draft that we read Monday.
Okay. Yeah, so that is a first draft.
Oh, first draft. Okay.
First draft.
Nice. All right.
It's the first time that all the pieces have been together and in that form.
Okay.
Yeah, because I read a really, really rough structure on that way back when, and just thought it was a fantastic plot and idea, and really in the constructivist vein, real poking. It's a real poking.
Oh, that's good. Speaking of the poking piece, I was talking. So you had said it's not necessarily a linear show, which I was afraid if that was going to give anything away. But obviously, you've given us that information. So playing around with that, can you talk about that, of making it linear and non-linear? What the advantages are, disadvantages, what it might be? Yes,
absolutely. I've two-handers, two people plays are notoriously hard to write. They just I think I underestimated it for sure when I first set out to write a 2-person play, and was just really surprised that, because you have to create tension, bring tension, create new obstacles from 2 people, or generate them from some outside source that's not another character. At least in this play, where it's not like one person is switching hats and playing a different person each time. And so one way to put pressure on the show is to give a time frame and to say this show takes place over this span of time, and then to play with that time, that time frame. And it's almost there's this balance between keeping the audience in the dark as to where we are and what time it is, because in a situation like that, time becomes warped. You're not like I doubt that Eliza has a really good sense of the time that's gone past in the world, and I want the audience to kind of feel that same way.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, love that. Okay, so as far as writing in general, I just know, just from experience with writing, you obviously want the audience to become invested in that character. So can you talk to what do you do to make audiences become invested in your characters?
Yeah, I think you're speaking to some of the things that we are hoping to develop in future drafts, which is an investment in both of these 2 characters, in Tom and Eliza. I think the audience automatically puts themselves in the shoes of one or each of the people. And what you don't want is for someone to say, okay, I couldn't even identify with that person. I couldn't see myself in that person because they were so distant from so alien to what I know, that I can't say, oh, that person is doing things that I could do. And so half the audience is off the hook at that point. And I don't want that.
Got it.
Yeah. So showing more humanity makes the monstrous side of these characters even more monstrous.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. because again, I was the whole situation and the relationship between them. I'm like, man, this is a nice relationship. And then you kind of realize as you're reading or as the show goes on, you're like, oh, there's a bigger picture here than just these two people having a conversation, which is such a great reveal as it goes on. So well done on that. So as far as the artistic side of things, Jamelyn, what's kind of your focus when you come in as an artistic director with something like this?
Well, the under construction program itself was something that I had wanted to do to foster new work, foster local work, and really be a source of new material in addition to the contemporary work that we already do, and just give playwrights a hand up and make it a way, like I said before, to incorporate new artists into the constructivist system. It's also a way to, and that's not to say that the program itself is designed for playwrights to take their work to the next level, whatever that next level is for them. Whether they have like a really raw script, like what Josiah had, and he can make that grow and develop things a little bit more, or it might be a playwright that already has a really full script and just needs a few sort of final tweaks, or its first live reading before sending it off to festivals or something like that. Whatever the playwright wants to do with that, we're here for them.
Very cool.
And so, just to, so we look for work that's, like I said, poking a little bit, like we like thinking pieces around here, and but at the same time, really engaging. This is really psychological. There might be a little fighting in there, so because I do like the fighting, and so I mean, just a really I think people like to use edgy with our work. Being a provider of edgy work.
All right. So is this something that is what the program offers with the Constructivists? So if do you have a way for young playwrights to contact you throughout the year? Is there once a year? Do you have a submission kind of time or what?
Yeah, we're doing this as a once a year thing right now. Between the first two took a little bit of extra time. We experimented with our literary manager to sort of like, is this program going to work kind of thing, and it's always easier to do that with your friends. So Josiah is really the first person that we had that we were like, hey, people, send us things, and then pick. But that's what we want to do. So you can send us. I'm always accepting scripts, like just send me things. We are a new work company, we are a contemporary company, and so you can email us at info@theconstructivists.org. You can send work all the time, or go to the website, theconstructivists.org. Yes.
And Josiah, how did you find the Constructivists? What was the journey there?
Did I submit a play at the time to the under construction open submission?
Yeah. Matt sought you out after seeing your work at the Great Plains.
Yeah, but I had heard of y'all before that, though. That's what I was like. But yes, both of those things.
Yeah.
At Great Plains.
Got it. And this is the first time you said this is the first time that you're doing this program. This is, I guess, this branch of the program of reaching out to new playwrights. So, Josiah, are you going to be the first new playwright for this program? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, Matthew was the first playwright for this program.
Oh, okay.
Matthew was an insider.
Come on.
Josiah is more of a the traditional way that we would like for this program to work is for playwrights to submit. We read through the things, we say this would be good this year, and that's
Gotcha.
yeah.
All right. Josiah, a little bit about the writing process, if you don't mind me picking your brain apart on this. So are you the kind of writer that needs everything kind of outlined beforehand and then you start writing, or do you dive in and then you're all over the place? What's usually your process?
I actually write my plays out longhand in like a Med notebook. And so I'll write out the major scenes, major things I want to happen. And at some point, you type it out. And when you type it out, you connect all the pieces together from all the major points. That's how I work. So I don't outline anything. It's more of I try to make it a really organic process so that I don't start to resent the process of writing, which is a fear of mine.
Got it. And do you have you ever teamed up? Have you ever co-wrote, or do you prefer kind of doing your own thing?
I have a couple of projects right now that I'm about to co-write and be a part of in like a team aspect. But my process is still really individual, so we'll have to see how that works out.
Gotcha. Very cool. Let's see. With writing so you said writing a 2-person play. This is the first time you're doing that, and it was definitely difficult. So the time, so bringing in that kind of the time, the breaking up of the time helped with that. Were there any other difficulties? Because that's something I personally have not tried. And now that you're saying that, I'm like, oh, that would be difficult. I guess maybe go in a little bit more in depth of the challenges of writing a 2-person show.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the subject matter is heavy in a lot of ways, and it's all about power, right? The power dynamic and the setup. Honestly, if it's a 2-person play and the setup that we have, it seems like the power dynamic should always be here and here, and we're just trying to mess with, well, how is, even within captivity, the power shifting within a scene, within a relationship, and how far can you play with that? How far can you stretch that, knowing that at the end of the day, she's still in captivity, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's fascinating. Oh, okay. I'll take that. Now that you have seen a first draft, read a first draft, whatever that might be, what is one thing that really sticks out? We're like, ooh, that really works. That worked out perfectly. And what is one thing you're like, that still needs work?
I think everything works and there's nothing wrong. No, I was really happy with what both of the actors and the director were actually able to bring to the table in terms of their own experience and their own insight into each of these characters. And it's always really exciting to like, oh, this person was talking about like this aspect and this part of the relationship. Well, this person was more about this character's psyche and what's going on here. And it kind of also reveals problems, right? The actor who was playing Tom was one who was bringing up this point that the character is a little bit one-sided at this point, right? And we want to complicate his character, because again, in complicating him, you complicate Eliza and you complicate the whole story. Versus it being, this is the bad guy, this is the good guy. We know that inherently. We know who the good guy and who the bad guy are. My job is to make you think, but are you sure? You know?
Yeah. Awesome. And then what's the other side of that? What is one thing where you're like, oh, okay, that definitely, or was that? I'm sorry, was that?
That was it. That was both of them. I tried to answer both.
Oh, gotcha. All right. So kind of went into both worlds. We haven't given the director much love yet. Talk to me about the director of this piece.
Elena Moore. We sent out emails saying that we've got some projects coming up at the Constructivists. She submitted that way, but she was also really highly recommended by one of our other advisors, Marty Golo, who is joining us on this process. Melena's great. She has vision. Like she absolutely is, she's got great instincts, and she's also a writer herself. She wrote White Privilege, which they did at Marquette, that she wrote and starred in. So she's well on her way. She's like she's going to be a great artist. They're producing her work in Minneapolis next year.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you got some heavy hitters on this project.
Heck yeah, we do.
Yeah. Awesome. Any final words about the show? Anything you want to throw out there that about the show itself, the story?
No, I'm glad to have an opportunity to tell the story, and we feel this responsibility to tell the story in a respectful way and in a complete way, because it's heavy stuff. Yeah. And I'm excited for it. I'm excited for this challenge over these next few weeks.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah, I think the four core people that we have on this process, which is Josiah and Milena and Max and Ayana, are all just really great intuitive artists, and they're already after the first read already contributing tons to the process. I really do think that what Josiah started with and what he's ending up with is going to be a great forward motion for his piece, and I'm really excited about where on the 14th where it's gonna end up, as opposed to what I saw way back in August.
Yeah. And is the reading, the read through, is the goal to get, like, is there feedback at the end? Is there a talk back at the end where you're going to be getting feedback? Is that the goal of this, to take the writing to the next level, or is this to show what you feel is a final product, or what's the?
I don't think it necessarily to show the final product, so much as to show off the work that we've done up until that point.
Okay. And
definitely looking forward to other avenues to develop it further, but this is a great process to just like, hey, this is the work we've been doing over these past few weeks.
Yeah.
Very cool. Posey asked the questions. Who are some of this is for Josiah, who are some of the playwrights or authors that have inspired you?
Oh, let me think. Denai Gurira, Susie Laurie Parks, of course, gotta give so much love to Susie Laurie Parks. Golly, why do you put me on the spot like that? I'm looking over to the left because I have all these plays over here who are authors who I have a lot of. I read The Underground Railroad. You said playwrights.
Playwright.
Or authors.
No,
or authors.
Yeah.
No, Dominique Morisseau, of course. I'm listing all women I just noticed, which I guess is fine. That's good. Yeah. Brandon Jacob Jenkins.
Very cool. All right. We're going to wrap things up there. Thank you so much, both of you, coming out and first of all, having me on the show, and for giving us all the information about the show coming up. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. If you want to find out more, just go to the website, www.theconstructivists.org. We've already put the feed up there for YouTube, so that you can set a reminder and the whole nine, and come and visit us on the 14th.
Absolutely. All right.
Thanks, Josiah. Thanks for taking a break.
Yes. Have a good New Year.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right. Well done.
Okay, I'm gonna put my other hat on now. Okay. All right. Should we talk about some other events that we have going on?
Yeah. Let's see what's coming up in the next few days or week or so.
Let me share my screen. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see who else has a thing.
Who else has a thing?
Yeah. A lot going on.
I gotta switch this here. Let's do that.
It's really exciting. It's a good guy.
Yeah, I'm super, super excited about Mr. Turner. And really, I'm serious when I say this team is something else. Like just that one read, I was really in awe.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Often?
Yeah.
Not to say that, whatever. Just
no, I know what you're saying.
That up, anyone. Okay. Village Playhouse has their Little Women that is streaming through tomorrow. We've got multiple events here that are like the 31st.
It's done. You got a day and a half here, folks.
That's all you get. And so that is at villageplayhouse.org.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then we've got Milwaukee Opera Theater, their collaboration with the Decameron Opera Coalition, Tales from a Safe Distance. Also, through tomorrow, done. Milwaukee Opera Theater, theatre.org. Skylight, their Skylight Things event actually goes through January 10th.
Oh, well, look at that. We got got a little room to breathe.
Yeah, a little room to breathe, but being earnest, tomorrow.
Done.
No more. So get your butts into their websites here. That's Skylight Music Theatre.org.
Yes.
53212 Presents has a I always pronounce this wrong. I had it in my head before.
Danceteria. Oh, okay.
Posey's going to kill me. New Year's Eve party. You can sign up for this. You go to 53212presents.org and you can dance with them into 2021. It's just a DJ Wise house party in your own house, essentially. Video is not required to enjoy this event. You can just listen and dance and have a great time with the 53212 Presents team. And then finally, there's this company called Schmitz and Geigels or something.
Yeah, something like
Giggly?
Giggly, yes. Schmitz and Gigglies.
Gigglies?
Yep.
Schmitz and Gigglies. Who had an 8 Tiny Reindeer that I got to see that was written by a Schmitz guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If anyone missed it, you can just reach out and we can just do a little swap, the old Venmo swap, SNG-19, $10, and you can check out the show still.
To you personally?
To the Schmitz and Giggles Venmo. Yeah, that's.
Can they find that at schmitzandgiggles.org?
Yes, all of that is there. We had a great run. I was sad to put that one to bed, but it's kind of fun that it's not necessarily put to bed because people can still reach out. Yeah. And I've had a few people reach out already, and it's just cool to see that happening still.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's the silver lining in this.
I want to say that's not a kid show.
No, yeah. So you give it a nice PG-13. But it's...
Really?
Oh, come on.
13-year-olds different than when I was 13?
I would say so. I know comedy has become more PC, but I will say I feel like you watch a show like Big Mouth, I mean, good God, a masturbation monster, that would be unheard of when I was a kid. That would just like the friends they couldn't, they had to be more creative with, not to say that the show's not creative because the show is genius, but they had to be more creative with how do we push the envelope without saying it. So they're,
sure. If you harken back to Beavis and Butthead, all the inside jokery that was
sure. Yeah. And even, I mean, if you would go back, songwriting where they had to, all the drug references were hidden underneath, the Mr. Tambourine Man stuff, where it's like, you don't really have to do that anymore. You just put it out there. People are like, oh yeah, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about.
Yeah, because your drug use in 8 Tiny Reindeer is pretty obvious.
Yeah, but yeah. Right. Okay. Anyhow.
But again, so all of these events are virtual. You can go to the Milwaukee Theater Alliance.org site and find all of these companies on there and links to all of their websites on the Milwaukee Theater Alliance.
Milwaukee Theater Alliance.
Theatre.
Yeah. Well, thank you. This is a lot of fun.
Thank you for hosting, Mr. Schmidt.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing this come to life on January 14th.
You're going to come and visit us on the 14th?
Oh, my God. Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's...
As the Polish people say it.
Yeah. Thursday night. That works. Being a school teacher, I always got my nights free unless there's a rehearsal for something. And we're still figuring out what we're going to do for the winter at Brown Deer High School. I think we're going to do another virtual kind of sketch show or
safe,
montage kind of thing. Yeah, we'll see. One day at a time. But yeah.
Yeah, so I thank you so much. And I thank you all out there.
Yeah.
Tell your friends about this show. We try to be funny.
Oh man. Now informative, entertaining. If the funny happens, the funny happens, right? You can't force the funny.
Yeah, we try to bring awesomeness on like you and share duties and things, how we do this,
Yeah.
Last week's guest becomes the new host and stuff. So, tell your friends.
Fun system. Yeah, absolutely. Spread the word.
Theater good.
Theater good.
Theater good. Drugs bad.
Unless it's a play that's never mind. All right. Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, everybody. And we'll see you in 2021.
Yeah. Have a good one. Bye.